Some vehicles are made to be driven, but the 2026 Mercedes-Maybach GL800 belongs to a world where presence outweighs performance. This isn't just another SUV, it's a redefinition of luxury, blending sculpture and engineering into art in motion. Its deep metallic blue finish naturally commands attention, communicating authority in a composed, controlled manner. Wide, stable, and grounded, the GL800 pushes expectations with its architectural stance and precisely detailed wheels. Inside, it is an experience that changes how luxury is seen, felt, and understood. Every detail, from the wheels to the body lines, is precise and intentional, reflecting movement even when stationary. Discover the new definition of presence. Subscribe to the channel for more explorations into high-end automotive design. Moving along the body, there is no repetition, no detail that feels borrowed. Every angle transitions smoothly into the next. The side profile tells its own story. Light interacts with the metallic blue surface, creating depth and movement even when the vehicle is still. Then you open the door. Stepping inside, the 2026 GL800 is about entering a controlled space designed for comfort and precision. The leather is soft, wrapping around surfaces with a natural flow. Panels align with a level of precision that suggests intention. In the rear seating, the experience deepens. It feels closer to a private lounge, designed for complete detachment from the outside world. The ambient lighting adapts and shifts, creating different atmospheres. Combined with the panoramic roof, the cabin becomes a controlled perspective. The sound system adds immersion. Every frequency is balanced so precisely that sound feels physical. It is engineered to complement the silence. And beneath all of this refinement, something unexpected exists. Power. This is not a static luxury concept. It is a machine built with intent. Beneath the surface lies an engine capable of producing 800 horsepower. A figure that suggests aggression, yet the way it is delivered tells a different story. The engine does not announce itself loudly. It operates with restraint, producing a deep, controlled tone that reflects capability without excess. It is always present, but never overwhelming. The sound is more of a reminder than a declaration. Press the accelerator and the response is immediate. There is no hesitation, no build-up, no struggle. The vehicle moves forward with a level of certainty that feels almost predetermined. Acceleration is not chaotic or explosive. It is smooth, continuous, and controlled. The horizon does not approach, it aligns with you. Despite its size, the GL800 moves with precision. The engineering behind it balances mass and motion in a way that feels natural. It does not fight physics, it works with it. The result is a driving experience that feels composed rather than forceful. On the road, this creates a unique duality. The vehicle is large, commanding, and impossible to ignore, yet at the same time it feels light, responsive, and refined. It carries presence without heaviness, movement without strain. That balance is what defines it. You are not simply driving, you are gliding. Every surface you pass over feels refined by the system beneath you. Imperfections in the road are absorbed before they reach you. Motion becomes fluid, uninterrupted. Even at higher speeds, the vehicle maintains its composure, never feeling unstable or unpredictable. And that composure extends beyond mechanics. Inside the cabin, silence is not emptiness, it is engineered. Every unwanted vibration, every unnecessary frequency has been carefully reduced or removed. What remains is intentional. A faint mechanical hum, the subtle contact of tires with the road. Sounds that do not distract but ground the experience. That silence changes perception. Driving becomes something quieter, more focused. The usual tension associated with speed disappears. Instead, there is a steady, controlled awareness. You are not reacting to the environment, you are moving through it with clarity. The steering reinforces that connection. It feels balanced, neither too light nor too heavy. Each movement is translated accurately, giving a sense of direct control. The brakes follow the same philosophy. Smooth, responsive, and precise, they respond exactly as expected without interruption. Everything works together, and as that coordination becomes more apparent, another realization begins to form. This vehicle is not trying to compete with others in its category. It is redefining what that category means. Where other luxury SUVs rely on visual impact or aggressive performance to stand out, the Maybach GL800 takes a different approach. It focuses on control, precision, and presence. It does not demand attention, it naturally receives it. And as you continue moving, that distinction becomes impossible to ignore. Because this is not about speed or even luxury in the traditional sense. It is about authority. The GL800 never feels like it is taking control away from you. Instead, it enhances your input. Everything responds in a way that feels natural, almost intuitive. At night, the interior transforms into something almost cinematic, with the outside world passing by in softened motion. You are not simply moving through space, you are observing it. And somewhere between that stillness and motion, the full intention of the Maybach GL800 becomes undeniable. The full intention of this vehicle becomes undeniable the moment you step outside and look back at it. It was presence in motion. Every line, every proportion has been engineered to hold that balance between restraint and authority. The GL800 achieves distinction through discipline and control. It does not enter competition. It removes itself from it entirely, defining its own category. Inside, the memory of the cabin stays with you, the silence, the texture, the way every element worked together. You don't remember individual features, you remember how it felt. It is about reshaping how you move through the world. And that is where the idea of ownership changes as well. This is not simply a product to be used. It becomes part of a lifestyle, a reflection of a mindset that values refinement over excess and intention over impulse. It represents a different kind of success, one that does not rely on visibility but on certainty. As you walk away, there is a final moment where the vehicle remains in view. The proportions, the finish, the presence, it all stays consistent, unchanged by distance. It does not fade into the background, it holds its position, and that is when it becomes clear. This is not just about engineering or design, it is about identity. It is about identity, and more specifically, about how that identity is expressed without ever needing explanation. The GL800 does not tell a story out loud. It allows others to interpret it, to project meaning onto it, while it remains unchanged at its core. That is a rare quality. Most machines are designed to communicate something obvious: speed, aggression, innovation. This one communicates something quieter, something more enduring. It reflects control, patience, and a deep understanding of proportion, not just in design, but in philosophy. And that philosophy stays with you, long after the engine is turned off. Long after the doors close with that solid, reassuring finality, there is a sense that the experience has shifted something internally. Not dramatically, not in a way that demands attention, but in a way that subtly resets expectations. You begin to notice the difference between noise and intention, between decoration and design, between presence and performance. The GL800 exists in that space where all of those distinctions become clear. It is not trying to redefine luxury by adding more. It does so by refining what already exists, by removing what is unnecessary, and by focusing entirely on what matters. And what matters here is clarity. Every decision, from the exterior lines to the interior atmosphere, feels deliberate. Nothing is accidental, nothing is excessive. It is a complete cohesive vision carried through every detail without compromise. That level of consistency is what elevates it beyond a typical vehicle. It becomes something that does not belong to a single category. Not just an SUV, not just a luxury product, but a statement of direction. A sign of where design and engineering can go when they are guided by discipline instead of trend. In the end, what remains is not just the memory of how it looked or how it moved. It is the feeling it created. A sense of calm control, a sense of quiet authority, a sense that true power does not need to compete because it already stands apart. And that is where the GL800 leaves its mark, not on the road, but on the standard by which everything else will now be judged.